Hey, what's going, y'all? It is yours truly once again.
This is part 2 of the finale. I did say that I would come back for part 2 of the finale. So, here I am. It's been a blessing. It's definitely been a great blessing to have everyone check out the series of the Sigma female. Just to give everyone a heads up, I've been making a lot of wonderful progress with the book. So basically in this playlist, beyond the series itself that everyone has checked out, I'll just be doing updates in regards to the book itself. I have came up with a title of the book for the Sigma female, but I'll let everyone know about what that title is upon the book being published. The book, I would say at this point, it's about between a third and 2/3 complete, and then I'll just have to take it to the publisher. Well, given the times we live in now, everything is pretty much done electronically, but that's cool. Hey, no biggie. But yeah, with that said, speaking of electronics, one thing about Trinity, because I've used Trinity as one of my character props in regards to the Sigma female. You know, Trinity was a hacker in the Matrix movie. And, you know, that was kind of her way. She had to make it on her own. You know, she had to find that out. Pretty much, in a nutshell, the life of a Sigma female. Now, in the book, there's going to be several different types of Sigmas in regards to the Sigma female, and I have gone over some of that within the series, but there are some of the characters that I've left out on purpose. Yes, I left out some of the characters on purpose because otherwise everyone would have known what the book was going to be about. However, at the same time, for those who understand the series, the book is going to be similar to the series. But there's going to be also other things that you didn't know. But in essence, given that the series will be condensed for book form, audio book, or physical book, it shall be still worthwhile and worth you reading and good for just note-taking and refreshing from time to time and reflecting. Now, going forward, let's get right into this part 2 of the finale. Now, as I was just thinking, overall, some single Sigma women are noticing gaps in the dating market. Now, what I mean by single Sigma women, well, normally I do the female woman logic at my channel. So to me, a woman is a feminine gender that's attached to a man. You know, that's her highest development as the X chromosome, you know, as the feminine gender, you know. But obviously with the Sigma female, she's not necessarily about being attached. You know, she's about having certain connections, but no strings attached because of the way the world is now. So when I say Sigma woman, that's really a big deal because, you know, for the Sigma lifestyle, it's not necessarily about being around a man all the time. But that's not to say she necessarily hates men or doesn't like to be around men or anything like that. She just has more of an indifference towards men, you know. But yeah, with that said, the Sigma woman versus the Sigma female, upon noticing gaps in the dating market. The Sigma woman versus the Sigma female, upon her noticing gaps in the dating market, she thinks about what would it take, you know, given that her life is taking a certain direction, you know. But at the same time, you know, she's not really big on just being traditional because it doesn't fit her, given the way that she has tried to, you know, given the way she's lived her life. That's really major because, it's kind of certain things that are imprinted into the Sigma female in ways that, you won't necessarily get to see her being adjusted to another way of life. You just won't. Now, also in the thumbnails that I've used, like I modified my thumbnail for the first installment of my thoughts on the Sigma female. And I used the thumbnail of Colombiana. If you haven't seen that movie, you should see that movie. And somewhere along the way within the series, I also used the thumbnail of Catwoman. To me, that's also a great example of the Sigma female, because both of these particular feminine genders, at some point of time in their life, they ended up having to live solitary for whatever reason. But they adapted and they made the best of their experiences. To some extent, one can say experiment too. It depends on what has happened to them that has led them down this road of eventually living a solitary life. But yeah, going back to the Sigma woman, given that she just knows that being traditional doesn't fit her, she'll try her best to look and be as feminine as possible, even though there will always be a sense of ruggedness with her. On the other hand, the Sigma female doesn't care about anything traditional, nor does she care about anything that has to do with how she sees herself, how she views herself. She doesn't care what anybody has to say about that. One needs to accept her the way she is. That's how the Sigma female looks at it. In regards to the Sigma female, specifically talking about the Sigma female, not the Sigma woman, she assures that she will always be the way she is and no one can change that. However, the Sigma woman realizes that one day things can change, so she needs to adapt to a new way of life that is more geared for her. So that's the catch. She makes sure that it's more geared for her. Kind of sort of a adaptation, adoption, but the adoption is more or less based on the adaptations she's taken along the way in life, and that's just what she's more geared for. Get it? Basically like a calibration. Almost similar to finding a job that will make you the happiest, even though when it's all said and done, it's still a job. The Sigma woman settles down later in life upon realizing that even though she really wasn't big on having a relationship, it might be best for her considering that type of scenario as she gets older. As she gets older, it's just, hey, I just can't do certain things that I used to do anymore. I can't be a certain way that I used to be anymore. Therefore, she'll just find a man that accepts her refinements, her adjustments, her adaptations. Just her being the way she is. He'll accept even her flaws. Now, in regards to her offspring, if you think about it, if you really think about it, a lot of this affects her offspring too. They'll kind of see the way that she had to be as a young woman, because she'll be as honest as she can or as transparent as she can be to the best of her ability. Maybe there's certain things she has to omit because maybe she doesn't want her daughter or her son to know of that type of feminine gender. Or maybe she says, hey, if you really want the rabbit out the hat, I'll let you know this is the way I go. So I guess it all depends. It really depends on the way that Sigma woman ends up in regards to her being around her offspring. But there's a few more things I want to say. I'm gonna let the music play out in this way so y'all could kind of get where I'm coming from overall, because it's been the blessing talking to y'all for this whole series. Now, I would say going forward, I've talked about before in the series the initial dislikes from part 1 to part 4 of this series. I think I got all this mixture of opinions out of that based on the dislikes, and I know why. And I'm now starting to receive more dislikes after part 4 of the series, but I believe it's because people have not taken out the time to check out the entire series. So much blessing to those who have checked out the entire series. At least I don't have that many dislikes. But either way, hey, take a page from the Sigma Females book. I don't care. But I'm very thankful for I'm very thankful for the ones that do care, you know. Just to kind of sum up everything, I believe this whole idea of those with the Sigma background is the representation of someone that is not trying to be different or unique. If anything, you just represent someone that has endured. Basically, you were least expected to survive. Yes, you were. If this Sigma background fits you, whether you're a Sigma female or a Sigma woman. You were an average Joanna who figured out how to be a little tougher than the rest. And over time, you got very good at being tougher than the rest. And that in a nutshell is the Sigma female. And this is how you continue to prevail in this society, especially if, given your Sigma background, you're striving to go in the right direction. Whether you're a Sigma female or a Sigma woman. I'd say just try your best to just remain positive and don't leave a big footprint out in this world like you see the rest of society do. More updates on the way in regards to the book. Signing out.